do it the same way Simon or whoever did. I just want to also share with you a couple tools that I've found, I've come across that are very interesting. This is like one of the best pasta machines. If you're going to do it, I consider this manual because I do have a motor that you can put on this, but this is probably the best or one of the best manual pasta makers that you can utilize. Your cutting board hangs over the edge of the table like so, okay? And you just attach it to the cutting board in this manner, okay? And it's as simple as that. It's attached to the cutting board. I'll tighten it a little bit because when you're cranking, it's simply like this. You're adjusting the, can you see these rollers right here? They can actually get bigger and smaller. And if, let's just take a look here. If I'm not mistaken, I thought there was a zoom on this. Huh. Oh, well, I don't see the zoom. This should be fine. You'll be able to see, this is the biggest down to the smallest, and that's like paper thin. So that would be great if we actually that's fine. Okay, now this is something that's I imagine that you would find interesting. What this is this is a pasta extrusion machine right out of the 1800s. This is from southern Italy. Now, if you took this apart, you would see this has brass worm gear. The pasta goes in here, and you could probably see it's actually pushed through these. These are real brass extrusion pieces. Spaghetti, bucatini. This would be linguine. And then kind of a smaller bucatini. Or you can still use these for penne and mini penne. Pretty interesting. Pasta is a lot of fun, and I've never used this because I've been afraid to have to clean it, and I don't know if it would hurt it. And it wouldn't hurt it if you did clean it fairly well after you utilized it, and it was been used thousands of times. I should definitely try it. Ravioli. I know there's I'm going to share with you one of the best cookbooks that I can think of, that I'll share it with you in your module, in the pasta module, and it has on there the array of fillings for just fillings. I'm going to just say like meat fillings, seafood fillings, fillings of every kind, but we're talking savory. And so what they're doing is they're making a dish, and they're starting with like a really fine dice of their aromatic, their mirepoix or sofrito and spices, and then they're adding that with chopped meat or seafood and a little bit of a mother sauce like bechamel, velouté, a brown sauce, um, or even a tomato sauce, and combining just enough sauce to combine all the ingredients so it's thick. I mean, really thick, but not like a paste, you know? The pieces are all real small, but real full flavored, which makes an incredible like meat pies, like empanada filling or ravioli filling, manicotti filling. But making ravioli is another thing that'd be really interesting. Definitely, if I was considering just making a simple pasta, I tell you what I'm going to do, which is kind of unique, is I'm not going to measure any of the ingredients, and we'll just see if I get lucky. And I think it's a fun way to do it. For you, I'm going to strongly suggest you actually do something similar, but make a well, like a little bowl in the middle of your flour. Okay, you're going to need a little salt. I have flake salt, coarse salt, fine salt. This is pink Himalayan salt. You want to see some interesting salt? Check this out. You guys are going to go, oh my God. Is this cool or what? Look at this salt. And it comes with a little grater. Have you ever seen anything like that? Huh.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. What's that?
That's cool.
Yeah, isn't it fun? Okay. Hey, we'll have to try some of that. I mean, is that interesting stuff? We're gonna have to try some of that. And this is actually kind of neat. This is
It's rock salt?
Well, yeah, you can call it rock salt, but rock salt is actually something different. Rock salt is actually has a real sour flavor to it, but this is rock salt. I mean, still, you know, you have to consider it because they're rocks. And again, this little rasp file is pretty cool.
Where did you get it?
I found these things. I actually found this one in some mall in Palm Springs, or actually no, it was in a mall in Vegas. And yeah, pretty interesting stuff. But you can actually use this little rasp file. I think I'll get a real file, and it'd be fun to utilize. Pretty unique stuff. I have actually, I bet you guys have seen these. This is actually salt. Have you seen those pink slabs?
No.
Huh. I'm kind of surprised.
What's the question?
I'm just wondering if you guys have seen these before.
What is that?
This is salt.
Oh.
You haven't seen something like that before? This is cut out of a salt mine. And they sell these at like it was somewhere like Bed Bath and Beyond. And you can cook on it. You put some shrimp on here and throw it in the oven. Pretty unique. I have to rewrap that. So I think the paper towel is getting stuck to it. But one thing I like about it is light shines through it. I actually told my wife I would really enjoy making like a whole window out of this stuff, or a whole wall, a salt wall. Would that be cool or what? Yeah, I see this paper towel kind of like started to get stuck to it. So I don't know if you can see the light shine through it. I'm sure you can, right? That's a pretty unique chunk of salt right there. So we have no shortage of salt here. How about some pink Himalayan? Okay. What else is going in there? A couple eggs.
With homemade pasta, do you still salt the water that you're throwing it into?
It's not absolutely necessary. You know what? That's an excellent question. It's Dahlia, right? I want you to think of it this way. It would really depend on what you were going to do with the pasta after it's cooked. Whether or not you wanted to season the pasta while it's cooking. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Some people will just drizzle a little olive oil onto it and Parmesan and maybe some chili flakes or something. But there's not much more you have to do to it than that. Okay, I'm just going to add 2 eggs. I'm going to add a little bit of oil, a little olive oil, just a trace. Some people don't use a fork at all, but I want to kind of scramble the egg in there a little bit. Some people will just use their fingers, only their fingers. It's kind of interesting. So if you measured this out, you would still add the egg more or less in the same fashion. You know, you put the egg in the middle of the well and start pulling the flour in a little bit at a time. And then you might stop when you're able to lift that flour out, lift that dough out, if that makes any sense to you guys. I'll actually show you what I'm talking about. So when there's enough flour combined, you'll be able to pick it up. Does that kind of make sense now a little bit? Just adding a little bit of flour at a time. You can probably see how tender that dough is. It's like super tender. I might just put a little bit of flour over here. Okay, I can pick this up and it doesn't even stick to my hands at this point. Can you see it now? Can you see how tender this dough is? What I'm going to do at this point is wrap it up. I'll knead it a little bit, and I'll keep it'll get a little bit of when it starts to get sticky, I'll just dip my hands in more flour. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there too. Everything. And just keep kneading this a little bit more. The longer you knead it, I mean, if you're just incorporating a little more flour into it so it doesn't get sticky later. Now all I'm going to do is let this rest for about a few minutes. And what we could do is actually make another batch while we let this rest. Some people say, well, you could just roll this out and begin, right? I don't know about that. I've always heard that you do have to let it rest because it shrinks so much when you're trying to roll it out. So what we'll do is we're just going to wrap this and let it rest. Just cover it with a piece of saran so it doesn't dry out. So I'm just wondering if we can just make another batch while that's resting. It'll be enough time. You know, I think would be good for us to do is to actually this time utilize the proper ratios. And a quick way I can do that is just get the ratio quickly of dough, right? So you'll say basic pasta dough from 1 egg. Okay, this is from 3 eggs, 2 cups of flour. Okay, so 3 cups, excuse me, I said 2 cups of flour is 3 eggs. So that's how quickly you can get the ratio of flour to eggs. Now this time, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna start with a stainless steel bowl. Okay, you're gonna put in there, hey, how many cups of flour did I just say? 2, right? And 3 eggs?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make half that. What do you think? And we have more flour for rolling, but I'm not gonna use 3 eggs. These are like really small. I'm gonna use 1 and a yolk. Wow, hard egg. I'm gonna add a yolk to that. I just wanna make sure I have like a little, what do you call it? Like a little well in the middle, right? Drop of oil, pinch of salt. Sometimes I wonder, is it coming out, or I'm just blind. You guys are gonna get old someday too. Okay, so 2 eggs would be too much. So I'm gonna use this yolk, right? So I have 1.5 eggs in there. All right, so in this case, you can incorporate the flour as fast as you want. Okay, because we're gonna use all that flour, because now you actually utilize the recipe for it, right? Since you use the recipe and you know how much flour to incorporate, you're gonna just try using it all.
You only have 50% of battery left.
Okay. Who, me or you?
You.
Yeah, Professor.
You have an alert on your camera.
Oh. 50%? That's pretty good. I think
15.
15, yeah, 15.
Oh, it says 15%. Wow. Well, I do have another battery, but I don't know what it would be like to switch. Okay, so this is a little different. I'm going to need well-floured hands. All right. To do it this way. Okay. So you saw how we did it that time? That time we actually measured the ingredients, and we're going to have to, in this case, massage this dough until it's smooth. And you can see it's kind of rough. So I'm just kind of like smashing it and then turning it and smashing it and turning it and smashing it. So I just keep making it flat and then standing it up and making it flat, stand it up. And I keep doing that and giving it a quarter turn every time I do that. And after I've done that about 20 or 30 times, I could feel it getting smoother in my hands. And it's not sticky like this one would if I did the same thing. Okay. Now this, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to roll this out. I'm going to roll this flat and let this rest. Did I turn it off? So one thing I do when I'm cooking is I do make a mess. But you know what? I've learned to clean, and cleaning is actually not that difficult, especially when you're talking about you're just cooking with flour. Some of the stuff that's really hard to clean up is like when you're cooking with meats and like chicken and fish. Oh my God. I mean, what a mess that stuff could be. Okay. This is something else I wanted to share with you guys. If you did want to roll this dough out by hand, you could. This is the first one we made, right? Here's the second one we made. I mean, it's as easy as that, you guys. Any of you guys make your tomato sauce?
I'm gonna make mine tomorrow.
Because a little homemade pasta, I could show you right now. If you want me to boil this and eat it with some of the tomato sauce that I made when I did your lecture demo, your video demo of the tomato sauce. I don't know if you guys caught that. I hope you watched it. But I just want to show you how this works. Is this cool or what? This is actually used. Oh, I lost you again. That would be my phone, huh?
Yeah, it says SD card full
Yeah,
of
your
space.
SD card is full.
Oh, you know what? I mean, if it's not one thing, it's going to be something else, huh? Wow, that's 3 things that have like actually happened. Well, I'm going to give you a quick demo because you guys can still see okay, right?
Yes.
I want to show you real quickly how I would actually utilize this machine. Does this machine work? I'll hook it up as quickly as I can. I guess we're gonna see how it's attached. That's pretty snug on there already. That's pretty tight. But this is how it would actually be rolled out. Again, this dough would have to be floured. Okay, so you would keep a small amount of flour on your cutting board, somewhere you can grab it. Dust it. All right, on both sides. Hang it over your hand, and can you see the rollers? I'll just start rolling it through like that. And then you need to grab the other side of it and hold it as it goes through. Sometimes you need to turn it, like direct it slightly. I'll close it. You can close it even 2, like from 8 to 6. I'll go like about halfway, let it fall over, and grab it. And start pulling it. Not pulling it, but catching it. As it gets too long, you can always cut this in half. I'm going from 6. I think I'll go from 6 to 5. I haven't had to redust it or anything. I would really, I think what I'll do is like I said, you see the shrinkage? That's because it didn't rest. But does that hurt us at all? No. Just going to go to 1 more degree of thickness. I would leave this a little thicker if I were making ravioli. And there's no reason to like roll it this thin, because it's going to be tender when you cook it and eat it. I think until my phone runs out of power, who's going to make it tomorrow at 11 o'clock?
I can make it.
Hey, I'll see you then,
I
Jonathan.
might.
I hope so. Remember, there's a lot of ingredients. And I just want to tell you the reason I'm asking is we're going to get cut off. And when my phone dies, we're just going to call it a day. If it's not the memory card or the GoPro battery, it's going to be the phone battery or something else, some other technical mishap, right? So we will call it a day whenever this ends here. SD card full, but you guys can see what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay, so follow along, and I'll try and explain as I go. I think we need some hot water. want me to season the water? So, can't make linguine with this, but I can make fettuccine. I could also make little diamond shape, which are kind of cool too. But let's just make linguine. Oh, excuse me, fettuccine. Pretty simple, huh? That was easy. Okay, what do you guys think? It looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? Hot yet? No. Oh, did you decide I should salt the water or not? Why not? I got a thing for salt, I guess, huh? So did you guys get that emergency message about an hour or two ago?
I got
Yeah,
it
the stay at
like
home.
at noon.
Yeah, everyone's thing went beep, 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 beep. It was like crazy. Stay at home. That's great for some of us. But think about it. Some people are at home are sick. Hey, Dahlia, do you actually have to quarantine yourself from the rest of your family?
I think so, probably.
You should find out. It's probably just like an ear infection, you know, or what you called it before, like a cold. It's probably just a cold because you'd have
Maybe. I think like my stuffed nose caused like a smell blockage.
yeah. Honestly, you'd have a fever, and
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, you know.
Eat some chili,
Yeah.
your sinuses will open up.
Okay, it's like it's literally a minute from being hot enough for me to drop it. Some people would say, "Oh no, it's got to be boiling," because it'll start sticking to itself inside there. It'll sit on the bottom of the pan, and then it'll float when it's ready, when it's done.
How long do you cook fresh pasta for?
Only for a couple minutes. What I'm gonna do is, you could probably, can you see it? How beautiful that is? That tomato sauce that I made. Did anyone watch the demo yet that I did on the tomato sauce? One of you guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If your tomato sauce comes out anything like mine, because you have all the ingredients I use, I did add one can of pommes, like a real high-end tomato sauce, but I'm sure with that much garlic and everything else that was in there, I don't think anyone would know that was in there. But I have this killer tomato sauce I'm going to put on this pasta. And if I wasn't so lazy, I would run in the house and grate a little Parmesan. Oh, what do we have in percentage for battery life?
5.
5.
So, hey, again, I want to thank you guys for your participation. And I wish you were here to share this pasta with me too. Uh-oh. What's the trick to keep it from boiling over?
A wooden spoon.
Do you leave the spoon in it then?
No. Lay it over on top.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What's that gonna do? I don't really believe you. I had to blow on it. I don't know how to keep it from boiling over. Someone
I don't know.
Google.
That was just a myth.
Hey, someone
I
Google
tried
it.
it once and it didn't spill.
Well, sometimes it doesn't boil over. I think it's the fact that I have such a small amount of water in this pasta. It's been almost 2 minutes, right? I'm gonna get ready to strain that and heat up a little tomato sauce. That's odd. Okay, why don't I just use ready to strain that sauce. Okay, strain the pasta. What am I saying? Sauce. Smells good. Drop the oil. I would eat it just like this with a little Parmesan on it. Oh man, butter and Parmesan combo. Yeah. But I tell you, again, when we have this, a tomato sauce of this quality is incredible. And since we already have a hot pan, why wouldn't I heat some of that? Remember, you used a drop of the pasta water? Why not? Well, I can't believe you guys are still here. We
I
just
like
have a
seeing
couple
pasta
minutes.
being made, Professor.
What's that again?
It's nice seeing how pasta is made.
Oh man. Now to put it on the plate, kind of fluffy somehow, so it doesn't look all smashed down, is the trick. Maybe a teeny bit of the sauce on the very top. That's what we're looking for. Man, what do you guys think?
That
It
looks
looks
so good.
good.
Oh man, I wish you could take a bite.
We're gonna make that with the ingredients we pick up.
You
Or
should.
yeah.
Nate, you have the tomato sauce, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
you're getting the eggs and flour for this tomorrow. And what I'll do is I'll edit this. Remember, you can watch this part of the Zoom recording too, if you need to check it out again. But I don't think you'll need to. So, well, you guys, I have a little cleanup to do here. And I look